Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to January 10, 2025. We have about 30 minutes left of normal trading, which means 40 minutes left of normal trading plus the closing auction, not only for today, but also this week. And unfortunately, some shenanigans in China has seen our market drop by a little bit more than expected. We did get an okay lead in from Wall Street overnight. Dow Jones was up 0.25%. NASDAQ up a little bit. So I thought maybe we could have a slightly green day, but the People's Bank of China has temporarily halted some bond buying or something like that, and that has led our market to be down today. I'm pretty sure the Nikkei is down 1%, Hang Seng's down about 0.7%. So totally can understand why we are down. However, mining's had a pretty good day, up 0.69%. Okay, so the agenda for today's video, I've already recorded the stock of the day, which is Radiopharm Theranostics. The share price of that company is up 50% on a placement. I don't think I've ever seen that before, when the share price of a company is up 50% because they've issued more shares. And there's a reason behind that. And that reason is something I've never seen before. Well, I have seen it before, but by not this extent. So you might be understanding what I'm talking about. If not, have a look out for that video, which I should be releasing 2 hours after the release of this video, or I'll probably just mention it later in this video. The other 4 companies in the top 5 stocks of the day, nothing much to choose from. I'll be honest with you. In fact, 3 companies in the top 5 are doing capital raisings. 2 share prices are up. 2 of these companies' share price is up after a capital raising, which is insane. And then we'll have a look at some comments, because I have a feeling going through the top 5 stocks of the day is going to be fairly quick. Okay, so let's have a look at the market today. And oh yes, this is really interesting. I did not expect this. So we did see initially the market rally on open, sort of what we might have expected because of what happened on Wall Street overnight. And then China open, Japan open, and we have seen the market fall during the day. However, tech has rallied a little bit from about midday. So there has been a bit of a disconnection between tech and XAO and XJO. So all this makes perfect sense because of what's happened in China. By the way, I got that Chinese news from Trading Economics. The People's Bank of China halts temporarily. I hate that wording. I would have gone People Bank of China temporarily halts government bond buying. Saying halts temporarily, it's just weird wording. Anyway, that's where I got the news from. So another reason to really like the Trading Economics website. Notice if you look at the commodities section, everything's up except coal. So pretty good day for commodities. Okay, so let's go back to the market today. Let's have a look at the best and worst performing sectors. No surprise, the only sector in the green is materials, up 0.89%. So if your portfolios are heavily invested in, or you're heavily invested in mining companies, you've done pretty well. IT is not that bad either, only down 0.15%. And a really bad day for staples and financials. So I'd say probably the banks are down pretty big today, just based off that financials. Good day for gold and resources. And where's the banks? Yeah, ASX 200 banks, or the XBK, down 1.44%. Is the tide turning for the banks? Eventually it's going to. Eventually the good times will come to an end. And I hate to think how many people bought banks because share prices are going up, got to really high levels, and they just think they're safe. That's one of the biggest myths in the world, that banks are safe. They're not completely safe. They're cyclical, and they can be highly cyclical in tough times. Okay, so let's have a look. Actually, have a look at the the XTL, the ASX 20, down 0.66%. And that also suggests some of the big companies have had a bad day. Banks. The low today actually was between 1 and 130. There you go. So that has settled down since then. And 15 companies up, 15 companies down, 5 up. I would assume those 5 companies are up. Probably BHP, Fortescue, Rio Tinto, and 2 other companies. Let's see what those 2 other companies are. Oh, Aristocrat and REA Group. Oh, it's only 4 companies now. And Fortescue's flat, but Rio Tinto, BHP up over 1%. And the worst performing companies, Westpac, CBA, QBE, another financial company, Macquarie, and NAB. It's been a slaughter among the financials today. All those companies down by more than 1%. And Staples, Woolworths, pretty bad day as well. That's down 1.26%. I would say that's defensive, but even defensive companies can drop a lot. Okay. Ooh, ASX growth stocks. Can Pro Medicus continue its parabolic run? No. Just because you say parabolic run, I'd say no. They never continue on a parabolic run. I'm not sure I'd call Pro Medicus as a parabolic run. I think that's a little bit wrong. And the reason I say that, does it look parabolic to you? No, it's not parabolic. That's not parabolic. And the reason I say that is if you look at the logarithmic, it's not parabolic. It's a beautiful chart. It's not parabolic. So I'm pushing against whoever's saying that. Parabolic is when it goes, you can't see my hand, can you? I put my hand to the screen thinking you can see that, but you can't. Parabolic was like going like that. You're not really seeing it. Okay, so let's go back off topic there for a second, and let's have a look at the best gainers today, the top gainers today. And Radiopharm Theranostics up 45.83%. That is a stock of the day, and I've already recorded a video on it. Nice turnover as well. Ntor Holdings down a lot yesterday, just a bit of a bounce today. Nothing exciting there. A company called Petrotherm. I think I've talked about this company before. PTR, not many announcements released today, by the way. Another very slow day. So yesterday there were 35 price-sensitive announcements. Today, 31. I do expect Fridays to be quieter than the rest of the week, but up to 32 now, by the way. Ooh, Genus Plus. Go Genus Plus. Awarded contract for Western Power Clean Energy Link. One of the share prices rallied. Go. Oh, up 6%. We should have a look at that. I should have a look at that because that's been released recently. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. Very quick look. But Petrotherm, yeah, nothing today. So we can move on, I think. Otherwise, Lavoto Resources, that company tends to have a lot of volume anyway. And Findy's had a nice bounce. So is this the time to get excited about Findy? Let's have a look at the chart again. I would say it was really oversold, extremely oversold. And then this has been a bounce. Let's have a look. We can have a look at the RSI, relative strength, and this will tell you if it was oversold or overbought. And yeah, it was heavily oversold, and it's had a nice bounce. And probably I should have saw that or thought that, and just maybe I could have been thinking it would have a bounce, and maybe not a 14% bounce, but definitely it was in line for a bounce because it is oversold. Other than that, I'll just have a quick look at Lavoto Resources, and nothing. And finally, we'll just have a look at the chart for this company, Lavoto. I'm pretty sure this popped up the other day. Yeah, it popped up the other day. The chart actually doesn't look that bad. It's a nice looking chart, and the volume has remained high, relatively high since really May. The first sign was in May, big volume coming in, and then the second big volume coming in August. See that a lot. You see initial volume burst, and then the volume dries up, and then the second volume burst is when the share price really takes off. I've seen that quite often. Not sure if that's a signal, the second volume burst, but maybe it is. A nice looking chart for Lavoto, however. Now let's have a look top gainers by market cap. We have Sims, Botanics, Callis, Pentoro. Few gold companies here, not surprising. All Demeric's had a good day. Excellent. Cyclopharm, Arovella Therapeutics, which I was discussing in my stock of the day because the guy who is a founder of Radiopharm Theranostics, his name's Paul Hopper. I know his name, and I was wondering, why do I know his name from? And then he was the chairman or something of another company called Suda, S-U-D, but then they changed the name to Arovella Therapeutics. Bislow's still up, and yeah, anyway. So let's have a look at the top losers today. And starting to Group. Ooh, another bad day for that one. Not surprising. I wouldn't be surprised to have seen quite a few downgrades from brokers. and that can lead to a little bit of weakness in the share price of a company like Star Entertainment Group. So there is a question about the long-term, maybe not in the long term. There is definitely questions about the viability of this company moving forward. So people just don't like that risk, so they're getting out. And nothing else here. So let's have a look at the top losers by market cap. GQG Partners down again. Let's have a look at the chart for that company. So this one has been in the wars lately. They released their funds under management the other day. Wasn't good. And the share price has fallen below $2. In fact, it fell below $2 yesterday. That's a negative sign. So we have seen a negative break down of GQG Partners. Chart looks pretty horrendous right now for this fund manager. What else? Peninsula, which is, what's that, uranium? Paradigm, bit of profit taking there, not surprised. And so quite a few of these companies, you'll probably see the share price down because of profit taking. If they're an uptrend, you do see a fair few of these companies up big in the last year, including AML3D, Energy Transition Minerals, and LTR Pharma. Okay, so not much happening, to be honest with you. So let's have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day. And not much happening here either. The first one is Mesoblast. You'll see the share price is not up or down. In fact, the indicator price is flat, which is a little bit surprising. They went to a trading halt at 9:58 a.m. Now, you see this pause in trading. This does confuse a few people, I think. A pause in trading is only released if the market is just about to open or the market is already open. It's just indicating the company is releasing a trading halt. So you won't see a pause in trading when a company goes into trading halt before maybe at 9:45. Just to confirm that. Wellard, pause in trading at 11 a.m., then trading halt. Mesoblast, trading halt at 9:58. Now let's have a look at trading halt. Yeah, so a company called Orb Minco, trading halt at 9:34, but there was no pause in trading. MRG Metals, trading halt at 9:27, but there's no pause in trading. Another one, Pacific Edge, no pause in trading. So they only release a pause in trading if the market is just about to open or the market is open. So it's just telling you that the company will release a trading halt soonish. And Mesoblast did that 5 minutes after the pause in trading. Okay, so my first thought is capital raising. When I saw this capital raising, it makes sense. Share price has been on a run, and management should take advantage of that and do a capital raising. Now, I had no idea, because I haven't looked at it. I probably should have looked at the most recent Appendix 4C just to see how much cash they do have on hand. So if you go back to October, the most recent Appendix 4C was released on the 31st of October. So they did leave it to the last second. Well, not literally last second, but the last day. And if you have a look at how much burn they have, cash burn, it's pretty high. So $10 million in a quarter. And the most important thing here is Section 7. No, it's not 7. It's section, that's financing, is, here it is, Section 4. They had $51 million of cash on hand. So the first thing I would think here is, okay, they have enough cash on hand, so capital raising is not necessarily set in stone, but I think the management have seen the share price rise and went, we have to take advantage of this. We have to do capital raising. Now, that's what my initial thoughts were. And then I saw their announcement and I went, I don't like that wording. So, trading halt in a security is effective immediately, pending an announcement by the company in relation to a proposed financing. I was like, is that just their way of saying capital raising? And I was like, but every other company, when they do a capital raising, they just say or mention capital raising. So I actually went back in Mesoblast history to the last time they did capital raising, or one of the last times they did capital raising, which was, I think, December 2023. I keep forgetting when they were in a different year. And we have to go back 2 years. So if we go back to December 2023, here it is, MSB. No, it's a trading halt. That's right, it's a trading halt. And I just wanted to see the wording because this trading halt was definitely because of capital raising because they announced it 3 days later. I just want to see if they use the same sort of language. And unfortunately they do. So this trading halt was in relation to a proposed financing transaction. So for some reason they call capital raisings financing transactions. They just should call it what it is, capital raising. But I'll be honest with you, it's not a surprise because the share price has gone up significantly. And this is what the management should do. This is creating value for shareholders because they're doing capital raising. The share price has gone on a really good run. Who or what price would you prefer this company to do a capital raising at? 30 cents or $3? Now, the most important thing now for Mesoblast is at what discount is a capital raising being done at? This could destroy sentiment. That's my one little concern, that they're going to do the capital raising at a pretty big discount, and that's not the way to go. I think they could get away with not much of a discount. So it's going to be interesting to see what price they set it at. There's also the possibility, if you have a look at Hotcopper, there could be someone in Hotcopper who already knows what price the capital raising is being done at. Anyway, so that's Mesoblast. No share price action today because they're in a trading hold. The next company is Briscoe Group Australia. This is a New Zealand company. They own, what's that, Rebel? I'm pretty sure they own Rebel and a hardware store in New Zealand. They released a market cap. Now, the first thing you should know about Briscoe Group Australasia is they are dual listed on the ASX and New Zealand Stock Exchange. I would not buy any shares in this company on the ASX because they are extremely illiquidly traded. And when I say that, I mean it. The last time shares were traded was the 24th of December, and there was 112 shares traded. So we're talking about, what was that, $400. Previous to that was the 14th of November, 165. And there was 3 days before that where it had 8 shares traded between the 3 days. So if you do want to take a position in this company, I would somehow get shares on the New Zealand Stock Exchange if you do want to buy shares, because if you have a look at the buyers and sellers right now, there's one buyer at 433 and there's one seller at 499. So very far apart at this point in time. So highly illiquidly traded. But the reason this is in the top 5 stocks of the day, apart from it's a fairly slow news day, is because they release a market update. And I'll always have a look at market updates. And the main reason I have a look at market updates isn't necessarily because of the company itself. And I'm pretty sure they own Rebel Sports in New Zealand, and they own something else as well. I'm pretty sure hardware stores. I could be a little bit wrong there. Anyway, what I'm looking for here is not really how their year-on-year sales have changed. I'm looking for commentary. Now, because this is a New Zealand-based company, so it's a little bit different than Australia. So things might be happening economically wise. They're doing worse in New Zealand than Australia, or maybe they're doing better. But I just want to see the mood in New Zealand right now, because there's I wouldn't say exact correlation, but there's going to be a little bit of correlation between the two countries. So the group managing directors just mentioned here, in line with recent reports highlighting a struggling economy and sluggish spending across retail, we are yet to see any marked improvement in consumer confidence, hoped for on the back of decreases in the OCR. While there were some positive signs across Black Friday promotions, we believe the event was diluted by the continued economic downturn, as well as the amount of promotional activity that started considerably earlier than previous years. While Christmas trading, particularly our Boxing Day promotions, improved compared to Black Friday, December trading was still under anticipated levels. And if you, by the way, so if you do have a look at this company on the ASX, just by looking at the chart, you can see it's illiquidly traded. This is a chart of a illiquidly traded company. And this is the chart of a non-illiquidly traded company. Briscoe in New Zealand, or the non-New Zealand Stock Exchange. This is a normal chart. And by the way, share price down 2% in New Zealand. And share price has fallen a fair bit over the past month or so, from 560 to 495. By the way, the chart doesn't look that bad, but this dip is a little bit concerning. And market cap of this company, by the way, is 1.13 billion. It's not a small company. 1.13 billion. Okay, so that's Briscoe. Just really, I just wanted to see the sentiment right now in the economy in New Zealand, and still a little bit weak. Coming in number 3, we have Baildor Technology. Share price up 1.65%. When the overall market is down, that's okay. Net tangible asset backing, which is okay, but update on portfolio valuation. So this company, I do find this company really intriguing. It's sort of like I wouldn't say a private equity. It's definitely not a private equity, but they do invest in tech companies that are growing. Private tech companies that are growing. 2 of the companies I don't think they've spun out, but they had an investment in 2 companies that have It's been listed on the ASX. Those two companies are Straker, which is a fairly small company. Straker, I'm going to have a look at the market cap of Straker. I would say it's probably $40 million, 34.4 million. But the other one they had investment in was SiteMinder, and this was a big company. I think it's a market cap of about $1 billion, 1.64 billion. I'm pretty sure they still have some shares in SiteMinder and Straker. They also have other investments in other tech companies that are growing. And what I liked about this particular update was they've increased the valuations of two of their holdings, a company called UpDoc and another one called Mosh. I wonder if that's something to do with mosh pits at concerts. The interesting thing about this, they've upgraded the valuation, but I like their reasoning here. The increased valuation of UpDoc is faster than Baildor's standard 12-month review period and is due to the material valuation uplift implied by the strong performance of the business. UpDoc has demonstrated exceptional, high-quality revenue growth and continued profitability. I really like that line. And for Mosh, in addition to strong, consistent revenue growth, Mosh has achieved profitability. So things are moving in the right direction for UpDoc and Mosh. I have no idea what these companies do. You probably could go to the Baildor website or maybe one of their presentations and just to see what these two companies are doing. Net tangible asset backing, we can have a look at this as well. They should provide an after-tax and pre-tax one, you would think. And the share price of Baildor right now is $1.23. So what is their asset backing? And this is where it becomes intriguing for this company or this fund manager or investment company. I don't know what it's called. NTA at 31st of December 2024, $1.85 pre-tax, $1.67 post-tax. And here we go, 53% private investments, 32.2% list investments. So that's probably SiteMinder and Straker. And they're 15% in cash. Do they actually mention their investments here? Here we go. Yeah, they do have SiteMinder here. And let's see if they say anything else. Here we go. Here's their investments. Just got to zoom over. Internal private valuations, UpDoc, Mosh, and Access Telehealth. Third-party private valuations, RC TopDoc, Dash. I've never heard of these companies, by the way. Happynow, Rostify, Nosto, Marketable Securities, SiteMinder, and Straker. That's worth $88 million. So they do have those two companies. And to be honest with you, if you really like SiteMinder or maybe even Straker, maybe the way to play this is Baildor, because then you get some access to some other companies that seem to be growing and doing fairly well. And the company is undervalued based off their net tangible assets. But I do think this company has always been undervalued based off their net tangible assets. So let's have a look at the chart for Baildor Technology. And really the chart tells me nothing. It is up and down like a yo-yo. And you do see consistently crosses in the moving averages. So really no trend in the share price for Baildor. If you have a look at the weekly chart for this company, in fact, there hasn't been much of a lift since they listed in 2015. And not much rise in the share price. We have seen rises in volume, but not much rise in the share price. Okay, so that's Baildor. They've increased the valuations of two of their investments. Company number 2, we have Structural Monitoring Systems. Share price up 7.4%. Now, the stock of the day is Radiopharm Theranostics. The second stock of the day, company number 2, is Structural Monitoring Systems. Both these companies have something in common. Both these companies had a placement. And both these companies provide that placement, or that placement was at a premium to the share price. So you don't see that too often. This is the second time I've seen Structural Monitoring Systems do it. The first time was well over 10 years ago. And that's the reason why I became interested in this company. In fact, I am going to see if I can find that initial announcement because this is important. Now, I'm going to get the wrong year because this was well over 10 years ago. I'm going to say 2013. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to 2013, if I can. I'm doing this fairly quickly and see if I can find this placement. Okay, So we're at 2012. Here we go. 24th of September 2012. Raising at premium and new orders from major aircraft OEMs. I'm not sure if this is it. It could be. And it's through someone called... No, this is not the one. Because the one I do remember, and I just like my memory here, they actually mentioned the company or the fund manager who was buying in at a premium. So that's not the one I remember. And we're going to keep on going. Capital raising, is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. There's no price here. Oh, there is a price, 2.5. That's not it. That's not it. So maybe it's 2014. There's a chance I go straight past it. I don't think it was 2014. Okay, so the reason I wanted to find this particular placement well over 10 years ago, it was at a premium. That's how it became, that's how I discovered this company, because I had never seen capital raising or placement done at a premium. And that fund manager or whoever who did buy some shares at a premium was Drake. And then I opened up this particular announcement today, private placement at a premium. And I went, ooh, that's interesting. Second time I've seen this company do that. And lo and behold, it's Drake again. So capital raising at $1 and, where is it? $1.33, no, 47 cents at a 10.64% premium. And it's through Drake. The placement was granted to New York-based hedge fund Drake Private Investments, an important long-term institutional and largest SMS shareholder, which is Structural Monitoring Systems. So it's interesting. Drake had been in this company for a long time. So obviously they're excited about the future of this company. Now, I actually did take a position in Structural Monitoring Systems when I did see that placement, because I thought, oh, if they're doing a placement at a premium, there must be something really going on in this company. So I took a position in this company way back, sometime in 2013, 2014. I just wish I remember exactly when it was. Maybe it was 2015. Anyway, sometime back here, I did take a position, and the share price absolutely took off in 2016, and then I just sold. I completely sold out because share price went on a massive run, and I wasn't sure about the future of Structural Monitoring Systems because it was still a story stock. And if you have a look at the chart since then, really, share price has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Share price is really back down to where it started. And now we see another private placement at a premium with Drake. Anyway, so is this a reason to take a position in the company? No. If you have a look at the daily chart or weekly chart right now, it's nothing. It's doing nothing. There's no trend, share price up and down. You could probably say the share price is trading in a range. So the bottom of the range is probably around about 30 cents or just above 30 cents. And the top of the range is sort of around 90 cents. That's about it. In fact, you could say it's been doing that or trading in that range for a while now, ever since COVID-19. It did quite try to get above the top of the range back in 2022, but failed. Anyway, so that's Structural Monitoring Systems coming in number 2 because they actually had a placement at a premium, 10% premium. Nothing like Radiopharm Theranostics, however, the company of the day, the stock of the day, share price up 41. Share price has pulled back a bit from when I recorded the video, down from up 54% to only up 41.67%. So this one was strategic co-development partnership with Lantheus for Australia. No, that's not the one. Lantheus increases shareholding in RAD with 8 million placement. No mention of premium there, but what a premium. This was 150% premium. I've never seen this before. Placement at 6 cents. And the share price yesterday was 2.4 cents. I've never seen this. And Lantheus is now Radiopharm Theranostics' largest shareholder. It's also a company listed on the NASDAQ, I believe. Anyway, so that's Radiopharm Theranostics, the stock of the day, share price up 41.67%. Now let's have a look at some of your comments. Yeah, let's start off with Happynow. Let's see. It's just a wonderful comment from Happynow. My favorite section was you discussing conviction, understanding that even with people so experienced as you, still aren't perfect when biting the bullet and buying into trade for it to do well and missing the boat. Everyone is going to make mistakes. Even the most perfect investors, or what you might think are the most perfect investors and traders, will make mistakes. There are people who I'm pretty sure have shrines of Warren Buffett, but Warren Buffett makes mistakes all the time. The most important thing is acknowledging mistakes, learning from your mistakes, and not letting mistakes hurt your capital. So I believe that the most important things when it comes to investments is growing your capital, protecting your capital. If you double down on mistakes, then there's a greater chance you're going to hurt your capital, weaken your capital, destroy your capital, that sort of thing. So I should do a video on that. The most important things about investments are growing your capital, and that's really important when you start investing. But when you get towards a retirement age, the most important thing is protecting your capital. So you don't put all your money into one story stock, and that story stock then goes bankrupt, you've lost all your capital. So yeah, so we all make mistakes. The most important thing is learning from your mistakes. And probably the other thing is limiting the impact of your mistakes and limiting the financial impact of your mistakes. So that's why when I'm talking about starting a Entertainment Group, I took a really small position in that company. And the reason is I didn't have high conviction. And I thought, if this goes pear-shaped, I don't want there to be a large hit to my capital. So I'm okay. I'm okay with starting Entertainment Group being in my portfolio right now because it could go either way. Anyway, so thank you, Happynow. Fantastico. Oh, he might have an explanation why Westgold was down a fair bit yesterday. I would say Westgold might have rallied today. If it hasn't rallied, that would be a negative sign. There was something, yeah, it's rallied up a little bit, 3.95%. But Fantastico has mentioned Westgold guiding financially 420 ounces, but report 77,000 ounces in quarter one, 78,000 ounces in quarter two, which means quarter three, quarter four have to deliver double that to meet guidance. And maybe the market is saying, we don't think you're going to hit it. So thank you for that, Fantastico, giving us some insight into why the share price is down. Ruben says, Hotcopper Forum are spreading rumours that Wesfarmers might try to acquire a stake in Star Entertainment Group. Do we believe Hotcopper rumours? I don't know. Where are they getting this information from? I don't know. It could be true. It may not be. I wouldn't listen to any rumours. I would never listen to rumours because we just don't know where rumours come from. It could be just someone messing with you, messing with us. Dan Bagg, investing in this company would be considered gamble. Yes, at this point in time, I would say yes, it's a high risk. But in saying that, it's just like gambling. So gambling is high risk, high reward because more than likely you're not going to win any gamble, but the returns can be quite good. We start an Entertainment Group right now, the high risk, there is high risk. But if they don't go to the war, the potential returns could be quite good at these prices. So high risk, high reward. But if you are putting your money into a high risk venture, you want a high reward. You don't want a low reward or a small reward because there's no, what's the point? Sort of the same thing with if something has a really low risk, you're not going to get a high reward. They just don't exist. So it's definitely a gamble at this point in time because, to be honest, we just don't know which way it's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if they go bankrupt within the next month or go into administration within the next month. Yeah. Maybe not next month. Well, I'll say within the next 3 months. I think if they do go into administration within the next month, I would be surprised, but not within the next 3 months. Ben Hutchinson, Ari Westgold, although one has to wade through a lot of noise and misinformation, I do find Hotcopper very often reveals why some Non-obvious price movements occur, although I don't own this one and haven't checked. I don't either, and I haven't checked either. And I actually do agree with that. For the majority of what you find in Hotcopper, it's crap. The majority of what you do find in Hotcopper, it's absolute crap. It's ridiculous. But on occasion, you do find some good insight. But the problem is you do have to wade through all the absolute crap, all the noise and misinformation to find the good stuff in there. And to be honest with you, I just don't want to waste my time. But sometimes, particularly if there's less traffic on a particular company, and some companies no one's interested in. And if I actually do go to Hotcopper and I see not many people interested in one company, I actually have more interest in that company moving forward. But sometimes you can find information there. So I agree with Ben Hutchinson, 100%. Dot Age Drain says, game over, out of cash. I don't think they're there yet just yet, but it's not looking good. Not looking good. J Lanks 872 Vection broke out today on OK volume. Let's have a look to see if it's up again today. Down 2.56%. This one is looking interesting. I don't know really, I don't know why there's been a lot of interest. You can see that interest in volume. Look at the volume. But look back in 2021, a lot of volume here as well, a lot of interest, and then interest died away. But yeah, it sort of did get above the previous high. So yeah, you put a little line here. In fact, that line goes way back. So you can see why the share price pulled back from 3.6 cents, because it got to that level back in February 2024, went lower after that false break. Really wasn't a false break, but test. We'll call it a test. I went from 3.6 all the way back down to 2, and it broke through yesterday. So I wouldn't verify it just yet, but I do agree with Jay Lanks that it has the potential to break out, or is looking like it is breaking out. But what we don't want to see is the share price pull back below it over the next few days. So definitely potentially breaking out. I'd say the volume was pretty good today or yesterday as well, particularly this time of year. This time of year, the volume tends to be quite weak. So thank you for showing me that, J Lanks 872. That would have popped up on my the companies at at least a 3-month high. I didn't actually look at that screener yesterday. I should look at it today, though. Okay. Raven of subject related to inflation costs for businesses. Check out cocoa prices a ton in the last 6 months. Yes, I have had a look at that all the time. Cocoa prices have gone bananas because of a lot of cocoa is grown in West Africa, and conditions in West Africa have not been favorable for cocoa or some reason like that. And I think this is a reason why we should be growing commodities all around the world. But maybe that's the only place where it's favorable. So a lot of times I just go into stores now to look at chocolate prices, and chocolate prices are gone nuts. Maybe not nuts, but they're much higher than they used to be. And that could be just normal inflation. Oh, by the way, yeah, let's have a look at cocoa prices. I've been talking about it. So I look at cocoa prices all the time. Here it is, cocoa. Because, yeah, they're just gone bananas. This time last year, cocoa prices were at 4,000. Not sure what quantity this is, or what do you call it? Says 4,000. Is it per ton? I don't know. So about 4,000 per ton, and now it's at 12,000. So prices of cocoa have tripled in the past year. Tripled. And yeah, cocoa, West Africa. I haven't really delved deeply into this. Cocoa is a major cash crop in West Africa. The region produces over 2/3 of the world's cocoa. I do like these AI stuff now. So Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon. Child labour is a problem on cocoa farms in West Africa. Deforestation is a problem in cocoa producing regions. Prices. And let's just put prices here. See if it does anything interesting. Cocoa prices in West Africa increased due to high demand and low supply. Well, geez. Cocoa prices have been rising due to a combination of factors, including high demand, unfavorable weather, and crop diseases. Yes. So, yeah, it's all about hot demand supply. You don't have to put AI. You don't have to put whatever you just said there, high demand, low supply. Yeah, that's obvious. It's really obvious. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, I did not disclose that I am not a financial advisor. Now, yeah, I should get some slashes or lashes for that. Okay, and they're also reducing the maximum cash buy-in at the Sydney Casino to a maximum of $1,000 cash per patron per gaming day. You should sell before the rest of the market realizes that. It's at $5,000 as of now. Cash is king. Cash is king. Well, cash is king for everything, isn't it? Ooh, Happynow, another comment in regards to Star. Let's see what Happynow has to say. Happynow says, add import to experience, professional and successful investor like yourself. I am, or not call myself professional, experienced. Yeah, I actually am experienced, not professional, successful. Yeah, I suppose I am. But I can share a view or story here for you quickly. I got pushed this stock a few months ago by people around me and decided one day to venture out there to see for myself. That's a great thing to do, in fact. Your other great thing is never to listen to people who are trying to push you stock or something. Always do your own research, that sort of thing. And I 100% believe that. That's one of the reasons I don't understand why people just listen to fund managers or listen to Motley Fool, or if someone does, a broker does a sell or a buy, they listen to that as well. I just don't understand why people do that. Listen to yourself, believe in yourself. Long story short, I'd say I'll tell you. You said you haven't been in a casino for 3 or 4 years. The last time I went to a casino was in Las Vegas, 2017. Not to gamble, just to we stayed at the Bellagio because my girlfriend at the time just wanted to look at the fountain go off. And it was actually, we had room. I made sure I got a room with a view of the fountain. It was really good, but no betting. I just don't gamble. I'm more likely to play poker, that sort of thing, or blackjack. But gambling is just not for me. Anyway, and the ones that were only, okay, long story short, I'd say 1/3 of the gaming, where was this, by the way? Was this in Sydney? Anyway, so long story short, I'd say 1/3 of the gaming or gambling tables were not open, and the ones that were, only half had customers on them. I went to the sports bar for a drink. After a walk around, I could count the number of people in that area on both my hands and still have spare fingers left. Need to say, I think Vibe certainly matches the company outlook, and really not even sure how they even turned that around to when I was there last there many years ago, where it was bustling. With cost of living up, how many can really head out there for a gamble? I would have thought maybe gambling is not that cyclical. Maybe even when times are tough, people gamble a little bit more just because there's a hope you could get some extra money. So maybe it's just company specific, or maybe it is casino wide. Maybe it is sector specific. Anyway, so thank you for that information. Happynow. Red Stallion, on the other hand, just bought some shares near end of trade, open at 16 cents. After the before-hour trades pushed it down already at stock for years, so this is just some loose change. I wanted the opening price on Friday, the 10th of January. Let's have a look. Share price down again. And I think one of the reasons the share price is down 15% today is, I'd say, some downgrades from brokers, possibly. Volume, 240 million shares traded. Yesterday was so volume again really high. Dev Shah, I commented twice here on why Demerics went down during September 2020, but both times my comment was deleted for some mysterious reasons. I don't delete any comments. I'm trying to remember. I do remember it going down a lot, but I can't remember why. And it's rebounded since then. So, by the way, let's have a look at Demerics today because I'm interested, because I'm trading Demerics now. Let's see, it's in the green. Oh, it's in the green, 6.32%. By the way, the chart still looks pretty good. Chart looks pretty good for Demerics. I think the sentiment has definitely shifted positive. So nice chart for Demerics. Anyway, Neil Weston, we will see, be strong. Findy, 50 cents up will help you too. Okay. Avita Medical, down a lot. from 450 to 3.8 in 7 days. Let's have a look at Avita today. Let's see if it's down again. Share price has just plunged. Oh, it's up a little bit. And in fact, yeah, it's down. Well, down a lot in 2 days. And the chart looks pretty negative. Chart looks pretty negative for Avita. I was interested in this one, no longer, because the chart looks horrendous right now. A really big volume came through. That's another negative sign. There is a chance the market is overreacting a little bit, but you don't want to release a downgrade. Downgrades are nasty. So hopefully the management have learned. Don't be too optimistic with your guidance. Okay. Thorley Photography says, looking at old companies like Bellevue and Emerald and now Westgold, it seems they don't bounce in this trading climate. See how this states. The Wesgold chart was looking good until today. Bellevue did bounce yesterday. It bounced over to $1, and it's at $1.01. I'm wondering if that's just a oversold bounce. It could be. But $1 is an important level. You can see, it's bounced a couple of days in a row. Did get down to, bounce up 7% on Wednesday. I'm thinking of Wednesday when it bounced. I would say this is just a bit of an oversold bounce. I wouldn't be concerned about that one. And what was the other one? Emerald Resources. This one has turned negative. Yeah, this chart's turned negative. I wouldn't be trading that right now. And Westgold was looking good. And now it's gone sort of negative. Well, didn't expect to see my question getting featured. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. And Rick Thellian says, oh, what a day. In New South Wales, maximum is 5 years for driver's licenses. Well, yeah, 5. So you can renew your license for 5 years. So the first time, after 5 years, you can renew it online. You don't have to get your photo retaken. Then after 10 years, you have to get a photo because we age. Okay, talking about lithium, Rio Tinto up, and okay. So another pick. The crash, Chris and Caroline, the crash will be in 2026, I suspect. It could be this year, could be next year, could be the following year. Eventually, the market will crash. It has happened just by history. It happens all the time. Markets crash all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but they do crash. Okay, so thank you for all those comments. That's it for this particular video. If you have any other questions or comments, leave it in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.